What? I got look. I don't know who that is. Hold up, we gonna check that out. Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's up? What's up? I ain't eating nothing all day, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? We back. I'm gonna look into that, Brittany. You say Shellco called out DJ Academics. I don't even know who Shellco is, but I mean that DJ you. Hit that like button, y'all. We ready to get busy. And it's crazy, right, that this paperwork popped up. Salute to the paperwork lady, man. The best that ever did it. The best that ever did it. Going to the top. But earlier today, y'all, we did a video talking about Trenches News, talking about Tezzy filed a motion to the court, basically telling for real. So I said, yo, we gonna find that motion. Didn't find that motion, but we found a motion that need to be talked about. Two of them. Hold up. Damn, y'all. Hold up, y'all. That's my damn black and mild. Yeah, yo, so we got two motions. Share the live, y'all. John Doe. Right, man. If y'all want to support the channel, man, Cash App Baltimore swag. Got my man Siobhan in the building. Edward in the building. Y'all know in the world of lies, y'all, you got to tell the truth. Or at least give the closest version of the truth that we can. What's his story? It's still Mexican. Head of security, army staff forces. She's asking always. It's my lifestyle. I just need a perk right now. What Dirk said. No, I mean, I ain't on that though. But yeah, though, y'all, we ready to get busy, y'all. Let me see what Brittany was talking about. DJ, somebody named Shellkel called out DJU. Share it live, y'all. And she must have said the wrong name. It's SoCal. Oh, alright. He interviewed him 2 hours ago. I don't know. Charlene. Why would they mad at Tristan News for, man? I hope that's what they mad at him for. Lying and ratting. Why be mad at him? That's shit. You got all the ammunition in the world.
Hold to see at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like the basic hood knowledge.
Yeah. So tell us what your household was like. Did you grow up with both parents in the household, and how many brothers and sisters did you grow up with?
Shit, like my household, you know what I mean? Like shit, of course, everybody go up, shit, man, with their mama, you know what I mean? But shit, I went too tough around pops
from
like
Chicago?
that. You know what I mean? Grow up with, you know, man, my brothers. You know what I mean?
I gotta get to the
me, Greedy.
I ain't ready to watch the whole interview.
Nut. I got an older brother named Joe. You know what I mean? Like real brothers.
For sure that. So your father was absent during your childhood, is what you're saying?
Hell yeah. Like shit, man, my daddy, even if he went absent, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't like a factor how Mom do was. You know what I mean?
So how did that affect you growing up? Like, did you have a positive male role model to look
He
up
gotta
to?
be from there. Huh?
Shit.
That's how he from?
I
That's how he from Chicago.
You know, that shit man affect any child.
I bet I need
Shit
something
man
real
admit
quick.
it or not and say, oh shit man, my daddy not being there, I was straight, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody need a daddy to tell them certain things in life, so shit quit that shit man affect a nigga. You know what I mean?
So in what ways would you say it affected you?
Shit, school, goddamn, not playing sports. I mean, like certain shit a child needs, as in, especially shit might being a boy. You know what I mean? Like a father is a big part of your life. You know what I mean? But shit, ain't shit that you know what I'm saying? Like normal shit.
Yeah. Okay, so now you just mentioned your brothers, right? How many kids did your mom have?
Shit, alright, so my mama got 3 kids. See what I'm saying? It's me, Greedy, and my little brother Justin. Know what I mean? But, you know, everybody be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like brothers. You know what I'm saying? So, like, Greedy and Nut is brothers by the same daddy. You know what I mean? So, you know, shit, we brothers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can say we ain't real brothers or whatever, but, like, we brothers.
Now y'all real brothers, I'm gonna give you that. But you know, just break it down the dynamic for the viewers. You know, we learn it. So like Nut is your brother type shit
Sure.
when you break it down. Cause
Yeah.
Greedy is your mama's son.
Yeah, same mom,
Okay, but Greedy and Nut got the same father.
same father.
And where we from in our community, nigga, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's shit. We brothers.
Yeah.
If that's my brother, we brothers.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Of course, we're gonna talk about Nut, you know what I'm saying, in the interview. So I did just want to, you know, break that down.
That's the nigga. That's the nigga I was in the why
Okay, cool. So around what age did you jump off the porch and start hanging out in the streets?
Shit. I mean, shit, man, when you say streets, like what? I'm from the hood. You know what I mean? So I was hanging in the streets as a young nigga. Like the streets was soon you come outside. You know what I mean? Like being from the hood.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your highest level of education?
10th grade.
Okay, so you dropped out to
Hey, y'all gotta share the live, yo, cause I
What?
might have, ain't no money. I jump online to get a small little shit. Yeah, y'all gotta share the live, yo, cause I uploaded 3 videos today, y'all, so they ain't gonna sound no notifications. But let's get to Devin Haney first, cause we're gonna talk about that real quick. So Bill Haney spoke on the whole Wisconsin situation. Look, y'all, this is what I was talking about. They promoting this shit out. They promoting this shit out this damn documentary. That bitch everywhere. Hot 97 promoting it. What's up with DJU, man? Paying for promo. They ain't doing that shit on their own. Oh, matter of fact, before I get to this, remember that story we covered for on Christmas, y'all? And I talked about, hold on, I talked about crashing out and don't let the holidays take you to the point of no return. So the mother spoke out. She got a GoFundMe set up for her son. If anybody want to donate, the goal is 20,000. 5-year-old kid, the goal 20,000. She had 4,832. So let me tell y'all. Let me read what happened. On Christmas Eve at 6:30 a.m., myself, my one and only son, and my daughter were shot by the hands of their father. I was shot in the head, and I am fortunate enough to be here to tell this story. So is my 1-year-old daughter, who was shot in her shoulder. Unfortunately, my son, who was shot in the head, did not make it. Grieving the loss of my son has been the most unbearable thing I've ever had to deal with. The agony and pain I feel was something wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I'm trying to push through for the sake of the fact that I still have my daughter who needs me. At this time, I'm trying to recover with my daughter, but also bury my son, and I am needing the help of those who can help me financially to bury my son in a proper way. Nothing is too little, and anything helps. Even if you cannot donate financially, please keep my family in your prayers spiritually. Yo, this was fucked up, y'all. And this was the story y'all was referencing the other day. Y'all remember we talked about that on Christmas? This is what happens, yo, when people allow the pressure that they put on you to come through for the holidays, man. Sometimes that shit just be overbearing, yo. You do something stupid now, he ain't never gonna see no holiday. So I think his ass survived too. And more than likely he won't spend the rest of his life in prison. And he killed his son. And man, that shit crazy, man. Crazy. Yo, but Devin Haney and Bill Haney. Devin and Bill Haney. So the other day, y'all, video got released. Of Young Thug in a visiting room with Devin Haney's wife. Now, I don't know if that was his wife at the time, but Thug put out a post basically calling her twin. She said she's nobody twin. And then Thug the next day said that they ruined Christmas because Mariah the Sciences ain't trying. He said happy. He told her Merry Christmas. She said thank you. So I think urban politics is going to go through all of it.
No, I don't feel like that. No, I don't.
Yeah, it was.
This is something that someone else told me, and I feel like I should have never said that to you. I should have never repeated it. I should have never said that. Yeah, and I don't even know her like that. I don't even know. I love you. Everyone knows this.
For real?
This twin and she's got more pee than a lot of niggas and all that up. Well, then that shows that you believe that she's a catch, that she is somebody. You know what I'm saying? And for her to say, okay, that was before I met Dev, but now I'm secure in a relationship that I'm in. He should have just saluted it instead of being in his feelings and coming back with all this old extra other. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
And then screaming the big P. Well, in the big P, I said you got to let the woman do the choosing. She chose publicly which way she was going. Instead of saluting that, you come back and say now, oh, I can have that if I wanted it, which makes no sense.
Yeah, that's where it got real murky for me.
Yeah, because you can't have it if she don't want to. And she said that.
Yeah, he definitely should have spoke up himself.
I don't want to. But then you come back and then say, well, I can have it if I want. And then everybody else ran with just because they don't understand the game. But he's been in the public eye with women, public figures or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he got a stomach for it. You got to have a stomach for this. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way it goes. So I think it was a little bit of lying inside those tweets. You know what I'm saying? And when it's Big P, it ain't no lying. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, unless it's big playing. And if the P stand for playing, and there's some playing going on, then you can never tell what a nigga that's playing is doing. And if she didn't put a real dude, then she know that her next relationship might be her best relationship. See, because some man's trash is the next man's treasure. So if he didn't really lace her up and he was really twin, then her next relationship is going to be a reflection of what she learned off the next nigga. And if she's in pocket with the next nigga, then that shows that she come from some good stock.
Yo, what the fuck is Bill Haney talking about? Like, yo, he is saying a whole bunch of fucking nothing. Like, yo, that shit was out of line, my guy. Like, how is it? Doug only been locked up 2 years. You feel me? So how the fuck did they meet? Date, get married, have a child? Like, what the fuck really going on, man? She was still dealing with Doug at that time. I mean, Devin Haney. She had to been.
She come from something that's good. You see what I'm saying? For the nigga to then come back and say anything negative towards the woman, it shows that you're playing for the people. And that's what I'm saying is when you keep it in P, you keep Big P, you playing. That's Big P. Big P is playing. You see what I mean? To me. Now, you know, and if they were back both and they're both having fake tears and all that with them, then when they were together, they had the ability to do whatever that they want to do. I don't put that, but when she moved on,
she was some Travis Hunter shit.
Nigga. And if they crying, if they laughing, if they whatever, then let me have it for them. Don't come back and say that, oh, I can have that look and all the other. When the man he's having a baby by her, and both of y'all like the woman. I'm saying whether it's my son or him, both of y'all like this woman in a way that nobody should act like she ain't. To me, that's some hope for a nigga to come back.
Have Dev even responded to that, or he ain't say none of that, did you?
Nah, Dev ain't responded at all. You know,
he should. He don't.
Dev ain't, you know, he ain't responded at all because the tweets they're so off basis and ambiguous. It's like, you know, it's hard for him to even have to respond to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, because he's on a different level.
The boy in love. That's why
he's doing him.
It ain't really no other response other than cutting her off, and he ain't trying to do that. So he just ain't saying shit
about him, right? They're talking about him. They're talking about his chick. They're, you know, so it's different.
Hit that like button, y'all.
Me, you know, I'm a little bit different. I
got a bone to pick with you, though. I got a bone. These people running around here talking about this man is married, man, and I ain't getting no invite, man. I'm trying to figure out why I ain't getting no invite to this.
Okay, so that's the thing, and with us as Muslims, when you get with a woman and you want that union to be blessed under God and not nobody else, it's called a nikah. Mm-hmm. And what he done
boy got married real fast.
Saudi Arabia is perform the ceremony, which is in front of the imam, where the imam goes in and blesses the union in front of God. And that's what Devin has done. He hasn't done a traditional wedding where, you know what I'm saying, you invite a bunch of people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But for all intent marriage, for all intent purposes, under the eyes of God, they're one. Their union has been blessed by the imam. You know what I mean?
I understand.
So, yeah, so that's what that was.
Yo, it's Big
All right, look, right.
Spokesman, man.
Yo, Bill Haney said a whole bunch of nothing. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, that was 7 minutes of not saying anything. Like, yo, they might have just left it alone, yo, because you really, that's one of them situations where you can't defend the indefensible. It was no defense for that. His girl or wife or whatever she is, they're gonna be locked up 2 years. Was on the phone proclaiming her love for him, crying, doing everything and Doug listened to her like this. Straight face, no tears. Like, Shorty put on the whole show. If Devin Haney might be in the same type of situation as Travis Hunter, for real, if you want to be technical. Shorty chasing that motherfucking bag. She put on the whole show to get it. Yeah, oh yeah, she already got the baby. Yeah, straight up. But yo, Devin Haney a grown man. Yo, he gotta stop sending his father out here to fight his battles, man. Like, come on now, shorty. You ain't like you 17, 18. You 20 plus, bro. Like, why the fuck you keep sending pops out here to say shit that you can say yourself? But you know, that was gonna be real brief. We ain't got a whole lot to say about that. But right now, yo, it's a narrative being spent right now as to why isn't old black sentenced. None of the 6. Now you got people now the internet wants you to believe that because they cooperating. All 6 of them. All 6 of them got information on dirt. And they willing to give it up to receive a deal. No, I don't think that's what it is. I told y'all, yo, that case from the beginning, that case was riddled with inconsistencies. The only reason that case went federal because they didn't have enough evidence to go state. These are all things I've been saying from the beginning. Never wavered. That's the thing about over here, yo. We don't be wavering. We see the evidence and we break it down from there. But I'm not surprised they haven't been sentenced yet. Now, will they be sentenced? Probably. More than likely they will. But this is a telltale sign that the United States government is running from their motions. And so I'm ready to read 2 documents for y'all. The first document is from C-Thing. And C-Thing, no, it's not from C-Thing. It's from the United States government. And the United States government is saying that they need more time to rule on these motions. But why? How much time do you fucking need? God dang, the motion's been put in. And then the second letter is from Ralph Turpin, Tezzy. Tezzy done fired his motherfucking lawyer, y'all. Tezzy say, man, look, I represent myself now. Handwritten letter. So we're gonna get into that. But I push back on that theory that they haven't been sentenced because they telling on dirt. Cause this is the thing, y'all. Even though they all got found guilty together, remember when I told y'all the time that they get in their and the level in which they guilty gets determined separately. So that narrative that no, they all telling on dirt. No, that's bogus. That's bogus. So look, this is what we got. Can anybody see that? Or I gotta make it bigger? The government's third unopposed motion for an extension of time to respond to defendants' post-trial motions. So this is the third time, y'all. Not once, not second, but the third time they telling the judge, we need more time, we're not ready yet. Now, some people might ask, well, the defense not arguing that, he want it done now. I would say, if I was a defense attorney, I wouldn't even. I wouldn't argue, give them that. We already found guilty. We ain't got nothing but time. Similar to when I was telling y'all when I put in the motion for sentence reduction. And I put it in immediately. But my lawyer said, no, give us some time for us to go forward with it. We don't want to rush things. Give them some time. I'll never get out. I'm on YouTube 24/7. It's the Seventh Circuit. They got life. So that's the reason why I just think give them, however much time they need, give it to them. Give it to them. And then we're going when they reply, we're gonna reply. We try to get out there in court because I think of some of these guys are coming home. I do. Now I don't know if it's gonna be today or tomorrow or how many years down the line. But I think a lot of mistakes was made in this O Block trial, and some of these guys are coming home. I do. And we ready to read. Share the live, y'all. I only got 14 likes. Come on, y'all. Like, hit the screen twice for me, baby. It's free. I be watching other people's lives. They be having thousands of likes. Like, yo, we can't get past 120 likes. And we be having just as many views sometimes. And this is exclusive. Ain't nobody covered this. Nobody covered this. This is hot from the press. This paper just got filed on the 16th of December. Just got filed. All right. The United States makes a third unopposed request for additional time to respond to defendants' motions for an additional 45 days until January 3rd, 2025. All 6 of the defendants' sentencing are now scheduled to occur in August and September 2025. As a result, no defendant will be prejudiced by this request. Defendants request 45 days in order to file their replies in support of their post-trial motions. After a jury trial that commenced on October 10th, 2023 and concluded with the jury's verdict on January 17th, 2024, defendants Charles Liggins, Kenneth Robertson, Carlos Alford, Christopher Thomas, Marcus Smart, and Ralph Turpin were all convicted of having committed the murder of Carlton Weekly, aka FBG Duck, in aid of racketeering activity, and conspiring to murder Weekly in aid of racketeering activity. Defendant Liggins, Robertson, Alford, Thomas, and Smart were also convicted of firearms offenses and the assault with a deadly weapon of 2 additional victims in aid of racketeering activity. Each defendant has filed post-trial motions. Defendant post-trial motions were originally due to be filed on or before April 16, 2024. So there we in December, y'all. These motions was filed before April 16th. They still haven't ruled. With no opposition from the government, defendants were given additional time to file their post-trial motions. First until July 17, 2024, and then until August 7, 2024. The government's response to defendants' motions was originally due on September 6, 2024. The court later gave the government additional time to respond to defendants' motions until October 31st, 2024, and until late December 16, 2024. The United States requests additional time to respond to defendants' motions until January 3rd, 2025. No defendant opposed this request. Defendants in turn request until March 17, 2025 to file their replies to the government's response. The government does not oppose this request. As the government stated in its motion filed on September 6th and October 31st, defendant motions identified many arguments that the government must respond to. Stemming, and that's what we read the other day, y'all. Basically saying that y'all didn't prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. There was a lot of doubt in this case. Stemming from what the defendants argue are issues that occurred over the course of a lengthy trial. The record in this case is robust. The government needs additional time to comb through the trial transcripts to adequately respond to the arguments that defendants have raised. And some defendants have made arguments that are totally different from those made by other defendants. Each defendant is facing a mandatory minimum sentence of life imprisonment and will not be prejudiced if the time is extended for the government to file its response to defendants' motions and for the defendants to file their replies, should they choose to file a reply. Remember what I said? They got life. Ain't no rush. For these reasons, the United States requests additional time to respond to defendants' post-trial motions until January 30th, 2025. This request is unopposed by defendants who who in turn request March 17, 2025 to file their replies to the government's response. The government does not oppose this request. Y'all remember? What's up, Mickey? Y'all remember we read that we read that motion. We read what C-Thing was saying. Like, yo, this case is not strong. The video evidence was grainy. The witness testimony shit wasn't credible because you had some people being paid. You got other people that had incentive to lie. Then when these guys supposed to be told, there's nobody that witnessed it. Nobody witnessed these confessions or these I guess affidavits. So the government could have swayed these people to say the things that they said. We heard on the stand that one of the girls said she was pressured into saying Muwap was in that car, but she didn't know Muwap. She said, I would assume it's Muwap. I never seen Muwap a day in my life. And all of this stuff was testified to. And all this stuff was testified to. Now you got a letter from Tezzy. Let me show y'all this real quick. Hit that like button. Share the live, y'all. We got some people on here, man. So that fake information that's being spread, niggas can get some real information out there. United States of America versus Charles Liggins. The docket entry was made by a clerk on Friday, December 20, 2024. Minute entry before the Honorable Martha M. Picot as to Ralph Turpin and in-person status hearing is set for the January 1st, 2025. See, he trying to get an update. That's what the status hearing is. What's the status on this case? We filed motions and we're not hearing anything. And this was filed after. This is filed on the 20th. The paperwork we just read was filed on the 16th. This notice is being sent pursuant to Rule 77D of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure or Rule 49C of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure. It was generated by CMECF, the automated docket system used to maintain the civil and criminal dockets of this district. If a minute order or other documents is enclosed, please refer to additional information. What the fuck happened? So what is this? We got more paperwork. Who is this? Charles Liggins. Notification of docket entry. It's another motion. It's made on December 20th. Hit that like button, y'all. We keeping it real. Hit the like button for keeping it real. Donate to the platform for realism. Everybody pushing false narratives. Talking about Dirk involved and the reason they holding up the case is because they testifying on Dirk. That makes absolutely no sense. All 6 of them is testifying on Dirk. All 6. So y'all got together and say, you know what, y'all, how we gonna get out of this? We gonna testify on Dirk. Negative. Negative. Alright, that's all the same paperwork. Alright, so we're gonna get to the letter that Tezzy wrote to the judge. Tezzy wrote a letter to the judge. It don't look like more than likely he ain't write it. Somebody else wrote this motherfucker. This bitch written up nice. Probably bumped into a jailhouse lawyer. Look, this bitch written up nice. In United States District Court for the Northern District and for the state of Illinois. If anybody want to write Tezzy, man, this is ID number, man. This where he at. Excuse me. Now, he just filed this December 13th. They're getting impatient. Because why we haven't been sentenced yet? You've been found guilty. We need to be sentenced. They don't get that much time. I don't know why they don't be giving us likes hard, right? I don't know what it is, y'all. I be thinking everybody else likes fake. Because we don't like people pages over here. Niggas be having 5,000 likes, 3,000 likes. I'm starting to think that shit fake. Because I know mine ain't fake. Alright, so look. Now, like I told y'all, this is Ralph. Can y'all see that? We gotta make it bigger. This is Ralph Turpin. Handwritten letter to the judge. Comes now the defendant, Ralph Turpin. proceed in this processing and move this honorable court to first discharge counsel of record and allow the defendant to proceed pursuant to Ferretta versus California. In the instant litigation, in all matters subject to the now pending litigation at bar. So Tezzy want to represent himself from now on. Please see the following facts of record standing firm to merit the relief prayed under the 60B3 or 60D3 rule of law in the interest of justice and procedural due process of law. Tezzy is saying, why are y'all taking so long? Why are y'all taking so long to sentence us? And he making a good case. The defendant, Ralph Turpin, was arrested on or about the date of 4/11/2023. I was indicted on a 7-count criminal indictment to having alleged co-defendants. However, only 1 and 3 of the original superseding criminal indictments charged me, Ralph Turpin, pursuant to the case, that's the case number. However, on January 17, 2024, after receiving a jury verdict of guilty on counts 1 and 3 of the superseding indictment, sentencing was postponed pending pre-sentence investigation report and ruling on motions for new trial and motions requesting judgment of acquittal. So this is Tezzy motion, y'all. Rule 21.9 noting now the instant motion excuse me, y'all. The instant motion proceed filed under Federal Civil Rules of Procedure, Rule 60B3 or 60D3, is invoked timely within 1 year of the judgment. So Tezzy is saying, y'all supposed to have us sentenced within 1 year. We coming up on a year. In January 17th, it'll be a year that we've been found guilty and has not been sentenced. By the official federal prosecutors during the jury trial to illegally secure the conviction of the movement, who was the defendant named Ralph Turpin, in violation of all his civil rights, protection established by the 5th and 6th Amendment, procedural due process clause, rights in the United States Constitution was deprived because the bad faith intentions of the prosecution. The movement, Ralph Turpin, I guess that's just the defendant, is the defendant in this instant case and moves this honorable court to act and proceed to investigate his claims of fraud on the court and the jury done by the prosecution directly in order to get a conviction upon him in violation of his civil rights to procedural due process as explained by the United States Constitution, 5th and 14th Amendment, and enforced through Article 6, Supremacy Clause, holding the United States Constitution to be the supreme law of the land. Please see the following grounds for relief under the instant vehicle of law timely filed to secure a vacated judgment that is not validly rendered due to deliberate deception of the court and the jury creating a clear manifested injustice. Round 1. This is what he's saying. He want the case vacated. The prosecutor secured conviction based on fraud on the court and jury through a deliberate deception of the court and jury, beginning with opening statements in violation of due process of law, making a manifest unjust breach of my 5th Amendment and 6th Amendment right to the United States Constitution. The defendant, Ralph Turpin, provides in the new pending litigation, there was a plan formed by the United States Assistant Attorney who tried the instant case. The fraud started with the government during the opening statements of trial. There was a false solicited statement claiming directly that the prosecution accused me, Mr. Ralph Turpin, of making a phone call to the alleged killers of a man called Carlton Weekly, aka Duck. And how this idea was created was when the prosecutor started a deliberate deception and told the court and jury that Mr. Turpin made a call while in a known clothing store called Millennia. And the statement was direct to make the jury think at a specific time, I, Ralph Turpin, saw Mr. Weekly, aka Duck, in a Millennia store located off Oak Street, here in Cook County, Chicago, Illinois, and instantly called the alleged co-defendants in the superseding indictment and told them to harm the victim, Carlton Weekly, aka Duck. Please see Value 1, trial transcript, page 3031. In its full reading to locate the false statement calling me, Ralph Turpin, the person who caused the death of Carlton Weekly, through a phone call I was claimed to have made in the Milena clothing store on the date of 8/2/2020. However, these allegations were made false by prosecutors because the alleged people whom are thought to be the alleged killers of victim Mr. Weekly were attacked by street cameras, were tracked by street cameras on a highway, which did show the actual time they started and traveled in the direction of the shopping center in which the Milena store was located. The prosecution practiced fraud on the court because the camera at the Milena store is showing myself and Mr. Weekly there at a specific time based on camera data from Milena. But the alleged killers make their departure from their area, which if the call I made to the government witness, Mr. Cashel Williams, would have been made during the time I was present during the Milena clothing store, as the prosecutors lied to the court and jury and said, based on value of trial transcripts, page 3031, I would have created a clear showing of material evidence and not circumstantial evidence, proving that the call Ralph Turpin could and should be marked as the triggering call that created the plot to rush to the Milena store in Chicago, Illinois off Oak Street. So basically what he's saying is, you see when they left O Block. Y'all saying I made this call, then that's the time. The time I made this call should be right before they left O Block. So basically what he's saying is it wasn't. They was already on their way from O Block the time he supposed to made this call. I think that's what he's trying to say. That's why he kept telling him check the timestamps. As triggering call that created the plot to rush the Milena store in Chicago, Illinois off Oak Street and attack Mr. Weekly. Based on the presenting of evidence, if such was true, but to the surprise of this honorable court, it must be compelled to vacate the verdict of guilt in count 1 and 3 against me, Mr. Turpin, because there really was not a phone call made in the Milena store. Please review question and answer in relation to seized phone records as taken from the cell phone of Ralph Turpin by law enforcement agent Dole, whom testified about Ralph Turpin toll records in trial exhibit 800-1 and 800-2. Please notice these records had all the inbound and outbound calls for Ralph Turpin's cell phone number and focused on August 2nd, 2020. However, as here we particularly note, there was no calls, inbound or outbound from Ralph Turpin's phone during the few minutes Mr. Ralph Turpin and Mr. Weekly, the victim, was in the Milena clothing store together. Wherefore, I didn't cause the ambush. The government entered into evidence and showed during the trial the Oak Street Shopping Center compilation video that showed the direct time victim, Mr. Weekly, and the movement, Ralph Turpin, walked into the Milena clothing store, and the time Mr. Turpin and Mr. Weekly walked out the Milena clothing store. The obvious reasons for showing the compilation video of the entering and exiting of Milena clothing store was because the prosecution wanted the jury to focus on the timeline at Milena store, showing the movement defendant, Ralph Turpin, and the victim, Mr. Weekly, because the prosecution needed a sure foundation to set the stage for the deliberate deception. To say that Ralph Turpin, called and gave Mr. Weekly location so that he could be hurt. However, the government had traffic camera video which proves the alleged attack of Mr. Weekly was in factual en route based on traffic cameras time data at the same time. Well, that's a good point. Mr. Turpin and Mr. Weekly was at Milena clothing store. At the same time, Mr. Turpin and Mr. Weekly was at the Milena clothing store. And because traffic cameras showed the vehicle used in the slaying of Mr. Weekly was already en route to the shopping center on Oak Street, where the Milena clothing store was located, it really factually proved that there had to be someone else calling, and clearly not me, Mr. Turpin, who had the alleged killers coming from the victim, Carlton Weekly. Yet the whole case would be based on timing, video camera time data, traffic camera time data, and phone records, inbound and outbound call time data. And I now point out that the alleged people whom is and was indicted for using the vehicle seen on traffic camera videos in Cook County, Chicago, Illinois on the date of 8/2/2020 that came to the shopping center on Oak Street did remain in jail for over 18 months before the federal prosecutors. Hold up. Fuck he said. He said, I now point out that the alleged people home is in who is and was indicted for using the vehicle seen on a traffic camera video in Cook County, Chicago, Illinois on the date of 8/2/22 that came to the shopping center on Oak Street did remain in jail for over 18 months before the federal prosecutors. What the fuck that mean? Filed a superseding indictment against me, Mr. Turpin. Oh yeah, you know he got locked up. He got locked up second. They got locked up first. That came to the shopping center on Oak Street did remain in jail for over 18 months before the federal prosecutors filed a superseding indictment against me, Mr. Turpin. The security man that did videotape my car made in a Montclair store in Chicago without my knowledge, proving I was in fear of my own life and I did not break any law by sharing what was going on in my immediate surroundings. And these facts went unnoticed by the jury because once the jury received false statements that Mr. Turpin called while at a Milena store and gave Mr. Weekly, aka Duck, location to others as solicited falsely to the jury, the prosecutors, the prosecutors themselves, it was believed, and was prejudiced in the highest degree. However, what the prosecution did not reveal was three key factors that proved beyond a reasonable doubt Mr. Ralph Turpin, had nothing to do with the slaying of Carlton Weekly, aka Duck, on August 2nd, 2020. First, no one I called while at the Oak Street store of my store of what? First, no one I called while at the Oak Street store of Montclair came to the location the slaying of Mr. Weekly had taken place. In order that it could be said I caused the ambush, there was no cell phone tower information to that was in the government's immediate possession, which showed at no time prior to the slaying of Mr. Weekly was there any number in my inbound or outbound calls now sharing the same cell phone tower information as me from the shopping center location, whom could be considered as an alleged attacker of Mr. Weekly. This proves my true innocence. So basically he's saying that, but what it said in the other motion, y'all don't have me calling anybody from O Block. Y'all don't have me calling anybody from O Block. Now they saying he called D-Thing, but do they got D-Thing calling anybody from O Block for them to make that allegation? They must don't. They must don't, because they'd have said that at court. This proves my true innocence. Second, the person I was on the cell phone with in the Montclair store, in which I had been knowingly taped talking on my cell phone with a friend named Cache Williams, and his cell phone never shared the same cell tower as mine, Ralph Turpin, prior to the shooting, the slaying of Mr. Weekly, aka Duck, while I remained at the shopping center on Oak Street in Chicago, Illinois. This proves that no one I called carried out the slaying of Mr. Carlton Weekly, the victim in this case. However, to show more of my factual innocence, the government did call the same person I was on the cell phone with, named Cache Williams, to testify as a government witness. And he was granted immunity and did not testify that he ever came to the streets of Oak Street to attack anyone. Plus, the government had Cache Williams' cell phone data, and it showed he was not the attacker of Mr. Carlton Weekly based on cell phone tower data establishing his location at the time of the slaying of Mr. Carlton Weekly. Further, this court is asked to take special consideration. All right, so they did get this guy phone. So whoever Ralph Turpin called, Cache Williams, do they got him contacting anybody associated to O Block? They must don't. So how the fuck did these guys get there? Was it really Ralph Turpin who set it up, or was it somebody else? It's a valid question. Though, like I told y'all, they made a lot of mistakes. The federal government, the people that everybody praised, made a lot of mistakes in this trial, y'all. A lot of mistakes. Hit that like button, y'all. Why we only got 32 likes? All right. This court is asked to take special consideration of the government's burden of proof, and they fail to even ask Cache Williams that he himself relay any information for Ralph Turpin to a third party to whom could have ordered or caused by any means the ambush of Carter Week. That ain't even asked to do. What the fuck? AKA Duck. It is my belief that the only reason such question was not asked of the immunity granted witness, Cache Williams, was because prior to the trial, he had already told the federal prosecutors and agents no type of third party was used, and he did not relate anything to anyone else. Wherefore, so this is what Trenton News is talking about. So Trenton News lied. He got immunity because that was the only way he was going to talk. Only way he was going to talk is if he couldn't purge himself. Not because he was no motherfucking informant. Like, go Trenton News wild as a motherfucker. This guy wasn't no fucking informant. Was used and he did not relay any information to anyone else. Wherefore, I, Ralph Turpin, just cannot be blamed, as my innocence is clearly shown through facts which can't be denied or overlooked, through the evidence in these electric devices and the systems that work off as proven herein. The government knew I was innocent for at least 24 months before the case went to trial. And plus, I don't know my co-defendants. The first time I saw these men was in pretrial. Whoa. The last and third fact that proves I'm 100% innocent is even though the government, federal United States, yo, this is crazy, y'all. He said he don't even know them guys at all. Look. He said the federal government knew I was innocent for at least 24 months before the case went to trial. And plus, I don't know my co-defendants. The first time I saw those men was in pretrial. The last and third fact that proves I'm 100% innocent is even though the government, Federal United States Attorney's Office, and their help and investigating agent, Mr. Dole, had all the electric evidence to prove I was not guilty in any way of the slaying of Mr. Weekly, aka Duck, each acting official still pushed for an indictment against me when I refused to help them put a criminal case together, plain because I did not know he had got ambushed, because no one I knew did anything to him, and I wasn't going to just make up a lie to avoid prosecution when I was totally innocent, factually based on electric data the government had in their possession, and did decline to acknowledge how exculpatory it was in firmly showing my innocence. Finally, this honorable court is asked to consider the facts herein and take in full account of the prejudicial false statements that the prosecution used to solicit and twist false information, deliberately deceiving this court and the jury, who will never know that they were compelled to consider totally false information from a government official they each firmly believed they could trust, and that trust was abused and used to convict a truly innocent man, which I am, Mr. Ralph Turpin. Wherefore, in the interest of justice, I do request this trial court to investigate this litigation and examine the record and use the discretion to issue a show cause order against the government to respond and show why verdicts of guilt should not be set aside where such an obvious fraud was practiced on the court and jury in violation of Ralph Turpin rights to procedural due process. Relief is sought. Yo, what do y'all think about this? I told y'all, I've been telling, this is why I'm the best doing this case shit. Nobody fucking with me. Nobody. Not the lawyers that's on the internet. Not none of the bloggers. None of them. Because I'm going to keep it real. I ain't going to have y'all cliffhanging. Now, they can still be found guilty. But the point I was trying to make is, yo, this case was super fucking flawed. Super flawed. Now, that's not saying the case won't get overturned, but for these guys to even be able to make some of these arguments, it shows you enough. For them to be able to make some of these arguments, how can he make the argument that nobody I called Oblak? Nobody I called Oblak. Y'all got my phone records and his phone records. So how is it that y'all blaming me, saying I set it up? When I don't even know these guys. There's no proof I know these guys. There's no proof. Like, this is great. Yo, the feds overstepped their boundaries, man. They overstepped their boundaries, man. They wanted these guys so bad. There should have been a state case. There should have been a state case. But the case was so weak that they couldn't try it state. That's what I've been saying from the beginning. It's not that it happened in the Gold Coast. Yeah, that played the role. But the bigger reason was they couldn't try it state because they would not be able to use none of the witnesses. Not one witness that testified on these guys would have been able to be used in the state case. Because it was all hearsay. Nobody was at the scene. Yeah, but they don't even have D-Way calling nobody. Hardcast. They don't have D-Thing calling anybody. That's what he talk about. Y'all don't have nobody calling these guys. And if you look at the time frame, it shows you that these guys was already on their way. So how did I set it up? It had to be somebody else that set it up. And then he's saying the United States government deliberately lied. I, Ralph Turpin, moved this honorable court to grant the instant litigation and issue such order in authority with the complete jurisdiction, sought to vacate and or set aside the verdict of guilt against me due to proven act of fraud and deliberate deception of this court and jury charged to hear the case. He don't got no purse. Established by the government who here did this. Established by the government who here did solicit the false information, denying due process as revealed herein. Further, the court is asked to grant any other relief equal or greater than the pro se movement defendant has requested. It is so prayed. That's when he filed 12/9/2024. And I, Ralph Turpin, declare under the penalty of perjury that this document is true and correct. Y'all think? Yeah, they lied. They wanted this case too bad, man. And I told y'all, if they want you bad enough, they will make up a whole case on you, y'all. I keep telling y'all that. See, most people don't think it get that dirty. What up, y'all? I'm hungry, y'all. All right, I'm starving. No. They did. They used their past. They used their they used everything. What they didn't use was evidence. That's what they didn't use. Yo, this case is dirty. Shit, y'all. Hold on. Yo, the crazy thing about it is, so you feel like somebody coming home, but you don't know who. You also don't know when, but somebody coming home. I can't say that. I ain't no psychic. Yeah, all of them been convicted, but they haven't been sentenced. I think federal law. What's federal law on sentencing? Let's see. Let's see what federal law is on sentencing. They haven't been sentenced. They keep postponing the sentencing. What is federal law on sentencing after conviction?
According to Justice.gov, a few months after the defendant is found guilty, they return to court to be sentenced. The judge receives guidance and assistance from several sources in order to sentence a defendant. Congress has established minimum and maximum punishments for many crimes, which the judge uses to craft a sentence.
How long do federal court have to sentence a person who has been convicted?
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, y'all.
According to FD.org, the sentencing hearing normally happens 3 to 4 months after a person is found guilty, whether by guilty plea or after a conviction at trial.
3 to 4 months, y'all. They going on a year. They are going on a year of being found guilty and nobody is sentenced. It is what the fuck it is a time set. Yo, there you go with the dumb shit, real. No, they don't. We just read the paperwork. What they're doing is they're muling over. They're muling over the post conviction paperwork. But the problem is, this is the problem. That's why I went to this paperwork first. They're muling over the post conviction paperwork. This is the issue right here. They gotta before they sentence, they gotta reply to these motions. And the government has postponed it 3 times. And the reason they gave is because there's different evidence on certain people. They ain't say nobody cooperating. Look, what's the reasons? With no opposition from the government, defendants were given additional time to file their post-trial motions until January 17, 2024, and then until August 7, 2024. The government response to defendant motions was originally due on September 6, 2024. The court later gave the government additional time to respond to defendant's motions until October 31st, 2024, and later until December 16, 2024. The United States requests additional time to respond to defendant's motions until January 30th, 2025. No defendant opposed this request. Defendant in turn requests March 17, 2025 to file their replies to the government response. Really? Yeah, it was a RICO. And the reason I think there's no pushback by the defendants is because what the fuck, we already got life. Give them time. We don't want to rush them. We don't want to force their hand. So we're gonna sit back. We're gonna give them time, and we're gonna wait for them to rule. And then, once they rule, then they gotta get these post-conviction motions out the way before they're sentenced. More than likely, it's gonna get postponed again in January. And this is what Tezzy is saying. It's a violation. It's a violation. We should have been sentenced. What's going on? They don't have life already. They haven't been sentenced, real. They facing life. Come on, yo. You know what I mean. There you go, that dumbass shit. They're facing life in prison. Yeah, Park Heights, Shane, but they don't have no proof of that. That's the whole point. They don't have any proof that Tezzy called D-Thing. Or if Tezzy did call D-Thing, they don't have proof of D-Thing calling anybody. They got proof of, and he talking about in a certain store. So I don't know what happened in the other store, but in the Millennial store, that's when they got Tezzy on camera, and that's when the security guard. That's when the security guard video recorded him. Let me show you. Here you go, right here. All right, we're gonna start right here. We're gonna start right here. Hold up, we're gonna start right here. He ain't got no parrots in this shit. Alright, cell phone tower information. Hold up. Immediate possession would show at no time prior to the slaying of Mr. Weekly was there any number in my inbound or outbound calls now sharing the same cell phone tower information as me from the shopping center location whom could have even been considered as an alleged attacker of Mr. Weekly. This proves my true innocence. Second, the person I was on the cell phone with in the Montclair store in which I had been unknowingly taped talking on my cell phone with a friend named Cashel Williams, and his cell phone never shared the same cell phone tower as mine. Ralph Turpin, prior to the slaying of Mr. Weekly, aka Duck, while I remained at the shopping center on Oak Street in Chicago, Illinois. This proves that no one I called carried out the slaying of Mr. Carlton Weekly, the victim in this case. However, to show more of my factual innocence, the government did call the same person I was on the cell phone. I was on the cell phone with, named Cashel Williams, to testify as a government witness, and he was granted immunity. And he did not testify that he ever came to the stores on Oak Street to attack anyone. Plus, the government had Cashel Williams' cell phone data, and it showed he was not the attacker of Mr. Weekly based on cell phone tower data that established his location at the time of the slaying of Mr. Carlton Weekly. Further, this court is asked to take special consideration of the government's burden of proof, and they failed to even ask Cashel Williams did he himself relay any information for Ralph Turpin. They didn't even ask him. They didn't even ask him. Like, that's what I'm saying, yo. The feds bungled this case, y'all. They bungled it. Hit that like button, yo. Donate to the platform, yo, because everybody else lying. Everybody else lying. We the only ones keeping that shit undone. Now watch after this. Everybody gonna do videos like they always do. They say further, this court is asked to take special consideration of the government's burden of proof, and they failed to even ask Cashel Williams did he himself relay any information for Ralph Turpin to a third party to whom could have ordered or caused by any means the ambush of Carlton Weekly, aka Duck. It is my belief that the only reason such question was not asked of the immunity granted witness Cashel Williams was because prior to the trial he had already told the federal prosecutors and agents no type of third party was used, and he didn't relay anything to anyone else, wherefore Mr. Turpin cannot be blamed. And that is a fact. He can't be blamed. As my innocence is clearly shown through facts which cannot be denied or overlooked through the evidence in these electric devices and systems that work off as proven herein. The government knew I was innocent for at least 24 months before the case went to trial. And plus, I don't know my co-defendants. The first time I saw those men was in pre-trial. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Because he probably wasn't going to testify. He got married because he probably wasn't going to testify. That's the only way they can get him up there. Look, you can't, because you know how they probably came at him like, oh, you made these calls. He's like, man, no the fuck I didn't. I ain't make shit. And he said he didn't call nobody. So the only way he can protect himself is the grant, you know, if you give me immunity, I'll talk. But he said he didn't call nobody. There was no third party. Yeah, I talked to Tezzy. Yeah, Tezzy called me. That's what he said. Yeah. And he's saying he called some people. He's saying he called some people. But they don't have D-Thing. Who did D-Thing call? Yeah, you gotta believe him, yo. This is documents. This is factual evidence. This is evidence, real. Yeah, I believe him. Yeah, I believe him. It's factual evidence. Not gonna lie. You can't lie to the judge. The judge know the case. Not gonna waste the court time lying, man. Look. Look. And third, the fact prove I'm 100% innocent, even though the government, federal United States Attorney Office, and their helping investigators, agent Mr. Dole, had all the electric evidence to prove I was not guilty in any way of the slaying of Mr. Weekly, aka Duck. Each acting official still pushed for an indictment against me when I refused to help them put a criminal case together, plainly because I did not know he had got ambushed, because no one I knew did anything to him. So he's saying they put him together because they ain't snitched, and they will do that. They will put you together for not telling. So that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying, yo. I didn't tell. I didn't know, so they threw me in the case. Y'all remember, yo, he got locked up 18 months later. He didn't get locked up originally. So that lets you know that they went to him. He ain't cooperate. They locked his ass up, charged him with it. Yes, yeah, exactly. He was there. They think he had something to do with it, even though they couldn't prove it. So they charged him with it. Look, he said, because I did not know he had got ambushed, because no one I knew did anything to him, and I wasn't just going to make up a lie to avoid prosecution when I was totally innocent, factually based on electric data the government had in their possession, and did decline to acknowledge how exculpatory it was in firmly showing my innocence. Finally, in this honorable court, to consider the facts herein, and to take in full account of the prejudicial false statements that the prosecution used to solicit and twist false information, deliberately deceiving this court, and the jury, who will never know that they were compelled to consider totally false information from a government official they each firmly believed they could trust, and that trust was abused and used to convict a truly innocent man, which I am, Mr. Ralph Turpin. Yo, they haven't even reached the appeal phase. Yo, they haven't even got there yet. They haven't even got there yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, they trying to get acquitted completely. Case charges vacated. That's what they trying to do. That's what they trying to do. They saying the charges need to be vacated because we ain't did shit. That's what he's saying. I don't know. We'll see. Then you got the prosecution. You got the United States government keep postponing the sentencing. And I don't think this have anything to do with dirt, because it's all 6 of them. It ain't just 2. It ain't just 3. And I doubt all 6 of them is testifying on dirt. I doubt that. Like that, we dealing with red territory. And I think that's what happened, Mickey. D-Thing, if they call D-Thing used the phone that the feds didn't have. You understand what I'm saying? If D-Thing was called, whoever was called used the phone that the police don't know about. They don't know about the phone. So that's keeping them from tying Tezzy to this murder. Because then you see, when Tezzy made it, they was already on their way. That's another thing I said in the documents. When I made this phone call, you look at the timestamps from O-Block, look at the timestamps from when I made the call, they was already on their way. Yeah, they gonna play dirty. They've been playing dirty the whole time. Look, let's go to the video. Then you get this video that's super grainy. O-Block Cam Tezzy video. O-Block Cam Tezzy video. O-Block, what the fuck? Oh, I gotta put my phone on charger, y'all. That like button, yo, donate to the platform, man. Know how we do. We keeping that thing $100. Yo, we keeping that thing $100. You said what? Yo, but excuse me. It's not about amateurs, real. The feds lie, bro. They lie. They lie, bro. That's really what it is. They lie. And that's what he's saying. The feds lie. Like they typically do. Here go C-Thing being arrested right here.
Call the police. Anyone in here? What's going on? Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Keep your hands up. That's Go ahead.
No. What they said at trial is they said at trial that they got video recording of Tezzy on the phone calling D-Thing. It was a one call, then it was a FaceTime call. But the problem is they don't have D-Thing calling anybody from Moblock. Then they got a call from the Cash Williams guy. They got that call, but they don't have him calling anybody from Moblock. So how can y'all say I set it up? Like, where's my connection to them? There's no connecting Tezzy to any of the shooters. We didn't even notice at first. You know, I was talking about the lack of evidence. I thought Tezzy was done. But they don't even have no evidence connecting Tezzy to none of the shooters. And if you listen to what he said, you look at the timestamps, they was already on their way.
She said nobody was in here.
Yeah, she said nobody's supposed to be.
Nobody's supposed to be in here.
Just like please.
And then you go to the video footage, if I can find it. Block. FBG Duck stairwell video footage. You go to the stairwell footage. You can't see none of these guys running. You can't make out who's in that video. What the hell? Like, that video footage is poor. Poor quality footage. Here you go right here. Who this? Whitey Apparatus.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right. And let's actually get to it, man.
Look at the video.
So in this first video clip right here, that looks like
how did they convict anybody off of this? This shit I've been saying from the beginning. Yo, how can they? People like, no, they got better footage. I said, no, they don't. If they had better footage, they would have released it. See, yo, the difference is, yo, I know how these people work, yo, because I've been charged with serious crimes, man. I done been charged with shit when they had to rely on video footage, when they had to rely on phone taps, when they had to rely on, you understand what I'm saying? So I ain't saying I'm going to get it right every time, but I can tell you what's going to stick and what ain't. You feel me? And I can tell you with certainty. Like, yo, this is strong, this is not. But that's not to say that he can't still be found guilty, because we know how the gang work. They dirty. They can have damn near no evidence and still find you guilty. That's how they work. No, y'all. It's not about being charged federally. It's the same game. It's the same game, bro.
running up the stairs. And it says building camera 642. That's another guy with dreads running up the stairs.
Nobody's telling y'all.
Now they're saying that this is connected to the FBG duck.
They use Trenches News to identify these people from this video. This fucked up ass video. They use Trenches News to identify them. Trenches News don't even know these guys. Trenches News left O Block 10 years prior. How the fuck can he identify anybody in this video? You can't even see nobody in the video.
This looks like if they're running up the stairs, it might have been before or it might have been after. But this camera, right, building camera 642, it looks like this was taken strictly out of the Discovery. Like somebody went to the Discovery and got them. Somebody went and got
Whatever,
this footage.
bro.
Now this
You don't
other
get
guy
it.
walking.
Look.
He's walking slowly. Other people are
Now
walking.
you can say
He's on his.
you can say that's Muat, but to send somebody to life in prison, saying that's Muat, yo, that's a stretch, man. That's a stretch.
Phone. It looks like he might not be involved in this situation. It looks like he might actually be somebody who's just walking on the staircase and he got a text that, you know, he's like, what in the world? He doesn't seem as in a hurry as the first two dudes that you saw there, right?
Exactly, Charlie.
But you see there again, that looks like Muwap, you know, allegedly running up the steps. And then
Well, I
you
ain't
got
saying they
another
ain't do
guy
it.
following him, moving just
This
as
is the thing. I'm not saying they didn't do it. Them doing it and it being proved beyond a reasonable doubt is two different things.
fast. So whoever these guys are, they're in a hurry. And it's broad daylight. Don't forget that. It's broad daylight that this all is getting caught on camera, man. So let's look at the next video. Now this one, okay, now this video, I gotta give you a warning. We're gonna have to cut this off.
Yeah, we ain't really look at that video. I'm trying to find the whole video footage. Parkway Gardens stairwell footage. They released all of it. It's like 40 minutes. Fucking find this shit. Fucking find the motherfucker.
Here's the footage. FBG Duck. Downtown. You can see the old block members getting the phone call. You see them talking.
You can't point nobody out from
You
this.
see, this is when they got the phone call in old block. I'm literally shaking, bro. I just watched Duck get killed in downtown Chicago. That's crazy. Duck wasn't supposed to die, y'all. The same way when T-Roy died and Get Back Gang and a lot of people dropped from the other side, same thing with Duck. Look how many people have died after Duck. Look how many people, like Vaughn died, Zell died.
Look, you can't see shit.
Sluggy died. Everything's been going downhill. You got 6 people in jail, all over one person.
Then this footage you
Crazy,
can't.
yo.
This footage you can't even see them get in the car. You see the car driving off.
Cutting each other off in traffic. I don't know how they were able to make it all the way down there without getting pulled over.
The fuck type of question that is? Man, my thing is, I just want to give y'all the real information, man. That's it. That's not saying their case is definitely gonna get turned over, but it is saying that this case was not rock solid, like the bloggers was telling y'all. It never was that. It never was that. It was always suspect. It was always shaky. It was always plays that they was running. It's a 40-minute video. I don't know, y'all. So your whole ain't is disputing other bloggers, not. I'm disputing. I'm just telling the truth. Whatever the truth is. You know what I mean? I'm just telling y'all the truth. That the feds get dirty. You know, they'll not have a case, y'all, and motherfuckers will still get found guilty, y'all. They go above and beyond the law a lot of times. You know, they cheat. They falsify evidence. Like they do a lot of things to secure these convictions. That's why their conviction rate is high. It's not that they got special prosecutors and they just so much better than the state. Fuck no. It's that the laws are so geared toward the federal government, make it hard to beat them. But every now and then, these motherfuckers, you know, they jump over the lines and they overstep their boundaries. This case should have went state. Should have went state. This shouldn't have been a federal case. I don't see how real don't understand it. Like it's like what you mean. It's like I'm not speaking in parables, man. I think I'm saying it very clearly what's going on. I think I'm saying it very clearly, man. The feds did some dirty shit. I think I'm being very clear about it. I wish I could find a whole 40-minute video. But we looked at it before. I know it's on here. Muat running down the stairs at Parkway Gardens. FBG duck murder footage. Now here we can look at this one. Look at this shit, y'all. You can't tell nobody on this bitch. Look at that shit. Who is that? Like how was they able to get a conviction off of this? How was they able to get a conviction off of this, man? Like none of it makes sense. So they got Trenches News in the room, like, yo, look, that's the Carlos, that's Muat right there. How the fuck you know that's Muat? You can't see his face. Or I can tell by how he built. Alright, that's cool. But when you talking about life in prison, no, yo, you can't do that, man. You can't do that when life in prison on the line. You know what I mean? Look, and then this footage right here, it freezes. Then some trend away. You can't even tell for certainty who get in the car. The whole case was flawed, y'all. Yeah, Mickey. The case is stronger on some than it is others. Right, for the drivers, for the drivers, they pretty much done. But even when they go back to old block, they relying on them same cameras. That the police followed them at old block. That's the police right there. Man, I don't know, real. You know, goddamn wrench. Look, they saying that's them, but who knows? Look, you see them running, but you can't say who that is. Who the fuck is that? That can be anybody. It can be my little cousin from Moblock. Yeah, got him running some more. Got him running. Look, can't see who that is. Can't see who that is. The shit skipped. Look, now they leaving out. It's like, yo, I believe that, it could have been, it's anybody. You feel me? This shit could be anybody running down the steps, right? They don't know, man. This case was poorly put together. And it's fucked up, right? The fucked up thing about it is, it was victims in this. And you know, you got families that want justice. But every so often, every now and then, you got the feds, yo, that they go above and beyond. The state do it too. They go above and beyond and ruin their whole case because they didn't dibble and dabble with them falsehoods. You know what I mean? They didn't dibble and dabble with them falsehoods, so it ruins the whole case. It happens sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. It happens sometimes. But what else we got, y'all? We had, what, hour and 30-something minutes? What else we got, y'all? What else y'all want to talk about? We ain't have a whole lot of topics today. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, donate to the platform. My man Ever got the cash app up, Baltimore swag, support the movement. Y'all support keeping it real, y'all. And be aware of all these YouTube created pages. Look at this. Let me show y'all something I was looking at earlier. Look at this, right? Y'all gonna chip off of this. Let me show y'all something. Look at this. Y'all gonna chip off of this. Where the fuck that video at? Cash. That ain't got it. But let me show you what my homegirl Naeem did on that Chirac video we was talking about on Chief Keef. She did a real good video on it. Let me show y'all. I shared it to my video. I don't know how many people subscribe to her channel and watch the video, but I shared it to my page. She did an excellent job, though. Oh, look. Look at this video right here. These are videos I be telling y'all about YouTube creative pages.
2024 was iconic. Oh, hey man,
No, that's not
finance.
it.
And it all started with a little
There it
TikTok.
is.
You help launch new authors.
Look. So this video is called, this page is called The Fight Field, right? They focus on boxing. But you go to their oldest videos, look what it is. How did this page transition from this to boxing? Look at this shit, y'all. This is what we dealing with, y'all. So we are actively competing. Look at the numbers, and then look at once it switch to boxing. Look at the numbers. Yo, we are actively competing with this. YouTube need to do something about this shit, man. That shit ain't right. Y'all here compete with computers. And they running the views up and sending them all the views, so nobody's getting paid. Like I don't know how the payment work with that shit. But it's taking the money away from me and other bloggers with this bullshit. How the page go from this to this? Shit crazy. Real, you stupid, bro. Hate to tell you that, yo, but this time, what I said ain't had shit to do with boxing. But remember I was telling y'all about Chief Keef? Check out my homegirl Naeem said. I think she piggybacked this video off my video. Check out what she had to say though. This another real one that people need to follow. Keeps that shit real.
Is why are you so comfortable coming out and telling us this and trying to make it seem like you significance and the importance of the role that they have in not just culture but society itself?
No, ain't nobody telling the duck case, and none of them boys tell.
To come in and not just
none of them guys told the duck
the
case.
history from the past, rewrite the history that you were there to experience, rewrite everything that you have ever known that has been.
No, they don't steal my videos. They steal my takes. That's what they do. They steal my takes, not my videos.
Factual about significant periods of history and time, but you allow them to rewrite the evil that they.
She was on Big Facts.
Rewrite the role that they played to
Nah,
make it
ain't a
seem
real
like
one.
they were the person that was being rejected for doing the good, and we on the other side were the people who rejected them when all they was trying to do was a good thing. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. My name is Naeem Edwards. I am your host. We're talking about the A&R that signed Chief Keef today. We'll have an audio for you to listen to. Actually, let's just get that out of the way right now.
With Chief Keef, it wasn't just a vision. It was, this is the first time I've ever told this story. A call from a friend of mine who was in touch with the FBI, who told me that this kid was on a watch list, who then also subsequently called me back and told me that there's a $50,000 hit out on this kid, and you may want to do something about it. And that's not a job of like, from a traditional vocational perspective of an A&R executive.
It wasn't an A&R class. Is this before the contract is signed or after?
After. He had gotten in some trouble. I personally wrote a letter to the judge. My letter was effective and persuasive. It kept him out of jail. I was able to, at that point, all this coincided with a very small period of time. Letter to the judge, his potential incarceration.
And to be clear, he was 16, 17 years old at this point in Chicago.
So I kind of stepped up as in a father figure role. So it's so much deeper than, let me sign this guy because everybody wants him and there's a bidding war and the single and the album and the video. Like, no, bro. No, this was so much deeper.
I bet it was.
In terms of a vision for not just the music, for his life. For his life.
Yeah.
And we're close to this day still because of that.
But it was.
My greatest achievement with respect to signing him And Finally Rich to me, which came out, I think in 2012, really established drill, established what music is today for rap.
Like he talking about drill music. Like, yo, them boys, anybody that played a role in the rise of drill music should be ashamed of themselves. Like, yo, that's not nothing to be praised about. Nah, ain't. There she go. Man, straight up. I like how you did this, man. Yeah, but that ain't nothing to be praised about. Like, how the fuck are you praising the fact that you brought destructive ass drill music into the community? Destructive as it is, killing people everywhere it goes. I ain't talking about one or two. I'm talking about, matter of fact, I'm gonna let Naeem say it. I couldn't have said it no better myself.
Would agree. And what we did was Finally Rich, and I went in and picked the songs for the album. I came up with the intro, came up with the interludes. I mixed the album with Chris Chaney. I sequenced the album, blah, blah, blah. Because the most important thing to me is that he's still alive.
And not in prison.
And not in prison.
And not facing prison, as far as we know.
And that, to me, is A&R. That, to me, is A&R. That's like giving a so that's one version of it.
The first thing is we're just gonna deal with just this clip on its own, and we're gonna just go through this clip because I already took my notes out, because this is the most diabolical thing I think I've ever heard. See,
I know. That's bullshit. He ain't the smartest, and that's the thing. Like that's what they trying to. Yo, he was the smartest one. No, the fuck he wasn't, man. That Chief Keef Sosa shit, that shit ain't got shit to do with smarts. That shit was predestined. That shit was pre-planned. And that's the shit I've been telling people for the longest. And so it was crazy. It was crazy to see that A&R come out and say the things that he said. Because I that's what it looks like. Yo, you cannot convince me that a 16-year-old gets some money coming from the depths, the trenches, and he had enough knowledge or had the family, to say, you know what? We getting out of here. And we ain't coming back. Man, fuck no, man. Not at 16, yo. Then you got 25-year-olds that struggle with that. You talking about you got a 16-year-old that did that? Man, shit. All his friends dying, and he was really in the mix. He ain't think about dropping no bag on nobody. He ain't think about protect. He ain't think about. He just fell all the way back. Nah, man. Nah, that shit way bigger than that. That shit way bigger than that. No, he was told to leave. He was made to leave, and because they needed him. They needed him to push this bullshit into the community, man. The fuck the fair. How with the matter of fact, I'm like, nah, you ain't tell it. She tell it real good.
Casual listener, a person will hear that and say, I like Chief Keef, and I like his music, and I like his movement and all of this and what he's done. And
exactly, I think so too, know how.
Throughout all the chaos, there was one person that actually showed love to Chief Keef and cared about Chief Keef enough to step in and be a father figure and help him make better decisions and save his life and all of this. But to the trained ear and the trained eye and anybody with mature senses know that this guy is trying to rewrite and cover up the fact that you can take responsibility all you want to for being the single most disgusting person that has ever entered our culture when it comes to what
exactly, Hart. Come on, bro. You know how that shit go. At 16, you got money. Yo, you ain't leaving. Yo, you not leaving your homes. Yo, you are not an ignorant 16-year-old from the streets. You will not leave. And then everybody else stayed though. And Dirk got signed first. Dirk and Reese got signed first. Come on, y'all. Like, yo, we gotta keep that shit real, man. I know people like being fans, yo, but yo, real is real, yo. That shit ain't right. Something was up. Then you hear about this guy and the FBI reaching out to him, and He was on a list. What list? He didn't specify the list. He was on 8 FBI lists. What list was he on?
Communities and what drill music has done to basically infect this world with the most disgusting virus that we have ever seen, especially within Black culture. First thing he talks about, it wasn't just, a vision, and then he starts rambling into these other things, and then he says that it wasn't just a vision about the music and the record sales and the video and all of this stuff, because he saw something that other people probably couldn't see. They didn't want to take a chance on because he knew it was going to be big. It was his greatest accomplishment was establishing drill and establishing music.
I understand the mind of a 16-year-old.
Now I want you to ask yourself, how is that a great accomplishment to the mother who every time she try to get on her Facebook page, she opens up her inbox, the rivals of her dead son are in her inbox, sending pictures of his dead body, sending pictures of them dancing on the grave. People like YBC Duel going to the grave and taking a shovel and digging it up, and people are laughing. People making videos dancing on graves and pissing on graves and smoking on top of graves and all of these things. How are you saying that this is your greatest accomplishment, establishing drill and establishing music today, where we were almost at a point, because it's shifting, because music shifts every 5-10 years anyway, but people don't even want to hear your music if you come out as a gangster. For one, before that, it's hard to establish yourself in the mainstream, especially around that time, as anything other than a gangster. People expect your music to be gangster, and not only do they expect your music to be gangster, they were expecting your music, you to be actually doing the stuff that you say. So if you rapped about shooting somebody or doing a drill, you better have been doing that. But all that left was you going to jail for the rest of your life, prison, you getting murdered in the middle of a hit, you being set up, your family never being able to be in the same, your children having to grow up without you, families completely destroyed, communities scared and to go out, and people ravaged, and people with resources taking their resources and going far away, while everybody else got rich, got fat off of Black Death. Somebody let me know where the great accomplishment is in that. Your greatest accomplishment was establishing drill music, where blogs and all type of media.
Yo, cause this the thing, yo.
Give attention to
this the thing about the drill music shit. And this is why I really started looking at Chief Keef wild. Because, yo, how you not gonna look out for the guys whose names you was mentioning? Yo, drill music would not have blew up the way it blew up if it wasn't for the guys killing and going to prison. It wouldn't have blew up. So you got Chief Keef, who mentions all these guys' names. All these guys. He mentions their names. And they doing the shit that, he praising them for in the music. Then they get booked. He don't do nothing for them. He don't buy him a lawyer. He don't do, because he couldn't. It's not that he didn't want to. He couldn't. That wasn't part of the plan. That was not part of the plan, man. In order for you to get up, these guys gonna have to go down. And that's what it looked like to me, yo. That's what it looks like. These guys gotta go down, Chief. If you want to get up. If you want to be the next best thing, like we telling you. And then he ain't put out no music after that for 10 years. Meanwhile, he's still straight. He's still living in mansions. Yo, all of that is suspect. Anything is suspect. That shit is suspect, man.
Person that it has some type of talent wouldn't give attention to a person who was trying to do something positive for the community, and those that did give positive attention and put themselves in the realm of things that was going on, that was not, that you were not shown any love, you was rejected, nobody wanted to deal with you. It would have been smart to deal with you because you're still around today, but they didn't even want to give you. People were able to commercialize Black death, commercialize young Black men turning into animals, turning into savages, for attention, because that's the only way they knew that if I saw Chief Keef and Dirk and Reese and Santana and all these other people be able to get money
see?
because of the views they was getting.
I didn't know
because
that.
it goes back to the type of music that they was making as a reflection of what was going on within about 10 square blocks. And it spread like a virus because the media helped it spread. And these people, these children, because these were children at the time, seen, it doesn't matter if you were 16, 17, 18, 19, those are kids. You're still a teenager. 12,
Exactly,
13,
Tasha.
8-year-old rappers.
Right, he
right
just
now,
disappeared. He did all of that shit and then just disappeared. You ain't see him no more music. Then now he pops back up, 20-year anniversary, Chief Keef or whatever year it was. He's going back to Chicago. Like, yo, come on, yo, that's not me yet. Yo, shit don't go like that. Shit don't go like that, man.
like a little RT, all these people out right now doing this one trick pony same type of formula, because people like this A&R work hand in hand with the United States government to establish these things, because they know that this would be harder to try to fix.
I never liked them.
Than it would be to just let it.
I always thought Drake was better.
Fix than it would be. What am I trying to say? It's going to be so much harder to try to fix this than it would be us trying to get out here and saying, showing somebody a different path. Nobody even rewards good behavior with good attention. We still don't do that nowadays. Your greatest accomplishment was establishing drill and establishing how music is today, having all the rappers fighting, because all the rappers like that, fighting for crumbs, fighting for scraps, fighting for the bare little bit of minimum, while everybody else gets everything, and you just hope that they live to release an album.
That's it.
That's
it. You hope they live.
He got in touch with the FBI to say Chief Keef was on a watch list and had a $50,000 bag on his head after he signed his contract. When I heard this, it automatically, we already knew that the CIA and the FBI and all these three.
That's the thing, yo. What would why is the FBI reaching out to Larry Jackson? Why? In reference to Chief Keef. Like, yo, none of that. Yo, people don't think that's strange. Like, real, you keep attacking what I'm saying. But what reason would the FBI be reaching out to Larry Jackson about a 16-year-old, 17-year-old drill rapper? And why was Larry Jackson compelled, whatever that conversation was about, why did that compel him to grab Chief Keef and guide him in the right direction? Out of everybody. You gotta remember, it was Lil Reese, it was Ronald No. 9, it was like 40 of them young kids. I'm gonna grab you though. The most impactful, the youngest. I'm gonna grab you, and I'm gonna make you the face of drill music that's gonna pillage the black community for 20 years. Yo, do y'all know how hard this problem is gonna be to fix? Like, at what year are we gonna start trying to repair from drill music? What year? Like, yo, this shit been going on for years. What year is we gonna be like, yo, alright, enough is enough. Too many people died. We gotta figure out this drill shit. I don't think people look at it that way, man. This shit real. This is a real issue. Drill music is a real issue. Like, real issue. Probably one of the biggest issues that we have in the black community right now. One of the biggest issues. I hope so.
Alphabet agencies work hand in hand with the music business. My question is, why are you so comfortable coming out and telling us this and trying to make it seem like you are some type of hero in this situation? Why, as a music executive, are you friends with somebody that's at the FBI and they have tabs on, they're like telling you about tabs they have on a 16, 17-year-old from essentially at the time the middle of nowhere, Chicago. Like, if you heard that and that didn't make the light bulb click in your mind that all these people are working together,
You must
all
ain't got
these
no
people are
kids,
under
bro.
the same umbrella, they're all in the same conglomerate. And this was a psyop from the very beginning. This was the play the whole time. Was for the FBI, the CIA, the ATF, all of the three-letter people to come together and put something out that was so destructive and so damaging, it would take longer for us to fix than it's going to take for us to try to extinguish the fire, because the effects are done. What Chief Keef brought to music is already here. It is what it is at this point. It's been over a decade. It's been over 10 years, and look where stuff has got. You used to could have a career, and you might, careers used to be expanded in such a very long, stretched out thing. But now,
Yeah,
you'll
I
be
know.
lucky if you live 6 months. Because it used to be, we can take our music and we going back and forth on the music, and a lot of that stuff commercially started. It started with Keith, but it commercially started with Dirk when he got on the radio and was dissing the other side, and then the little JoJo thing came, and now we all going back and forth in music, and we're in a place where going back and forth in music gets you murdered, and that stuff spread to city, so everybody got their own version of it. We done infected Tampa, we done infected the Jacksonville, who I smoke. We done infected New York drill.
Yeah,
They
you
got
did.
California drill. They got drill in London. They drilling in China. They drilling in Brazil. They drilling in South Africa in the OTF shirt. They drilling in the Outback in Australia. And you're gonna tell me that somehow, some way, I'm doing you a favor by telling you you need to move out of here, by telling you you need to move like this, and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna try to make myself a martyr in this situation by snatching him out and say, look, guys, I did what I had to do because the FBI said, do something about it. You're the fucking FBI. Why you can't do something about it?
Exactly. Why the fuck is FBI calling him? An A&R. Yo, Naeem, that was a great fucking point. You are the FBI. Won't you do something about it? Yo, Naeem, hell of a point. Hell of a point, Naeem. Hell of a fucking point.
Snatching him out and say, look, guys, I did what I had to do because the FBI said, do something about it. You're the fucking FBI. Why you can't do something about it? If you know there's a bag on somebody's head and you're the FBI, you know where the bag is coming from. You know how to get to the person who put the bag out. And I'm inclined to believe that there was no bag. They was just saying that to say that because they knew that if Chief Keef was worth more alive because of the damage he could do, because when people saw that success, by not having to really be lyrically astute, you didn't really have to really look like nothing but some regular random fucking teenager from the hood. You didn't have to really be anything. And people will praise you and reward you for that because you're going to be on the front of every blog and you can make songs about silly teenage street shit. Why not amp the story up and say there's money on your head? We know about the bag that 6ix9ine put, but that was way further down the line than when he came in the game. Another thing that if you're not looking at this and saying like, you saved one life, but look at all the lives that you have. It's 1 million dead people for Chief Keef coming in the game. It's at least 1 million. It's 1 million dead people. I'm not even joking about the number. There's 1 million dead people for Chief Keef signing and them putting that image out to the world. He wrote a letter to the judge personally on behalf of him, and when more than likely in the letter is like, this is our business thing, and we'll do this donation for you. And again, all these people is clicked up. AO talks about the golf course theory and the rap trap and how everybody is interconnected. They kept him alive so they could kill 1 million black people. And not just kill 1 million black people physically, they kept him alive so they can assassinate the image of the black
I think so
child.
too.
They can assassinate
Transport.
the image of the black teenager. They can assassinate the image of the black man. Because what do you know? When he came out, all you heard about was all black boys is just savages. All black boys is just killers.
Yep.
All black boys is just gangsters. They all tote guns.
Yep.
All they do is have children out of wedlock. When they grow up, and then you see all these other gangster rappers and stuff, they're not even rapping about nothing but just being gangster. And it's not even really good.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I got a pistol on me, got the 30
That
on
don't can't rap.
all that shit. Oh, I love my kids, but fuck my baby mama. How? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, Chief Keef was created to assassinate the image, period. Because my thing, this is the thing with assassinating the image. When you assassinate the person's image first, it takes out of everybody else's mind that that person is a human being. It takes out of everybody else's mind that there's some type of human, favorable, lovable characteristic about you. You're not human no more. You're equivalent to a farm animal. You are here to either work or be killed and eaten. Period. If you're a cow, you're here to give me as much milk as I can until you can't give milk no more. And then when you're done, I can slaughter you and I can eat you. And that can
Tell us why you never said drill music was a problem.
It was this
Ever.
whole drill.
Tell us why it is drill music.
It's the worst thing that has ever happened to black music, period. And for real, it's so bad for black music. It's gonna spill all over into everything to the point where, again, people don't even want to hear your music.
Yo, because drill music, this is the thing. Drill music it's a culture. It's not just music. Like, it's a whole culture behind it. It's dissing the dead. It's clout chasing. It's being super disrespectful. Like, yo, it's drill. It's not just music. And I think this is the first time we ever experienced something like this shit is way bigger than just music. Clout chasing is another huge problem that came from drill music. We gotta start calling it the drill culture. That's what it is, man. It's a culture.
Super severely creative. If your music don't even have elements of being 100% authentic, if we find out that you is something that you not, we find out that you really not living about what you saying in your music, bro, you will never get your music heard again. Look at Pop Punk. He was a grown man when he made that song about Corvette. So he said, again, I keep bringing him up because it's just such a crazy example. He said that wasn't even supposed to be a real song. He has real songs. And he just made that
right,
fucking off in the studio. It became a hit. They heard that his mama told him to tell because his friend got murdered in front of him when he was young. No more career. It's over. What pissed me off the most about this though.
Yeah. You can't just be no rapper. You gotta be a
when
killer
old
too.
boy said he stepped up as a father figure in the father figure role because it was about more than business and he wanted to save his life and the most important thing is he's still alive and he's free. He's not facing no charges. He's not at risk of going back to prison. And my thing is, you saved one person. Saved because he still got all this PTSD. He still got all this trauma. He still got all of this stuff. Y'all
I told you I don't trust NWA
A1.
A1. I don't trust them niggas either.
He's in a situation where he can't even go back to where he's from.
You know, you know my stance. See, that's the thing, yo. My stance is straight down the line with everything. I don't trust NWA for the same reasons I don't trust Chief Keef.
There's so many dead people in his life. A current or recovering drug addict. But you saved him and you was a father figure to one person. But look at the 100,000 dead rappers after him. Look at how people are not even, if you looked at as soft if you don't want to be super tough drilling gangster as a black man. How the image of the black man in particular has been so it's like it's been so beat down and degraded and it's completely disintegrated. Where people have even got to the point where they don't even respect you if you are not coming on gangster time, and they're not even gangsters themselves, disrespecting people because they're not gangster. How you're not given a fair shake when you walk out your house. You can play like the music don't have nothing to do with that. You can play like how what Chief Keef's done don't put a little bit more rhythm in your heartbeat when you let your teenage son go outside. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of people's first time seeing black children was Chief Keef.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about on the map because people was online before, but
that's why I be
when
saying,
Chief
yo,
Keef came out, people,
we gotta do a better job of guarding our image, yo. We gotta do a better job of. We gotta start picking our own people instead of getting these Charleston white motherfuckers that's hand and given to us.
Started being chronically on the internet. And not that you should have to justify who you are to strangers offline, but we know that whoever controls the images is going to control the minds. And in the mind of everybody, when they see your teenage son, when they see your teenage nephew, when they see your teenage brother, when they see your cousin, when they see your dad, when they see your uncle, when they see your grandpa, when they see any black man, the first thing that comes to their mind is what they see in the music. The first thing that comes to their mind is what they hear in the music, whether that's consciously or subconsciously. Because you can have an interaction with somebody in a store and it not be so much of a positive one. It could be somebody, walk too close to you and they don't know you, you don't know them, but they walk too close to you in the store or something like that. And now you're upset with a stranger and you're saying crazy shit was that's why fuck these niggas. You hear these niggas all day in these lyrics. One of my favorite lyrics to quote is a Babyface Ray lyric because I love Babyface Ray.
Fuck no.
But he's got a lyric in that quote in my
That's
life.
why the motherfucking people. Shorty Charles White was giving.
Man, I swear I hate these niggas. I'm a Nazi. When you're being inundated with all that shit all day. Kill a nigga, fuck a nigga, stab a nigga, fuck his baby mama, fuck his mama, kill his grandma, kill his kids, do the drill, kill my ops, kill, death, hunt, destroy. And you think that you are bigger than the propaganda, you're not. Because the minute that you get upset, the first thing you're going to revert to is the bullshit you've been putting in your mind on it. This is why it's like, I don't hate the music. I hate what the music has done to our communities. I hate what the music has done to our culture for this disgusting fucking rat think piece of shit to get out here and try to make it seem like rewrite history like what you've done was so great. Bro, we should hang you for real. Like, seriously, we should put him on a ceiling fan and put that shit on and we just take turns hit him with a fucking pinata. Because what the fuck do you mean? That's your bro.
Yeah, people didn't choose Charleston White, bro. Yo, Charleston White went viral off of live that had 100 people on there, bro. You don't go viral off of live with 100 people. That's no, yo. That shit will never work. Charleston White was giving. Charleston White had several run-ins with the police. Charleston White was in a mental institution. Came out the mental institution, got sent to California. From California, he linked up with Nipsey. Yo, his whole history is fucking crazy, bro. Go watch that police interrogation. When he told the dudes to come meet him, and they came and meet him, and he pulled a gun out on him. Go back to that video where he talking to Sean Cotton. The last interview where he said he was in a mental institution. And Sean Cotton, like, that's when you like, yup. Like, what the fuck, that's when you, I don't even know what that meant. I'm still trying to figure out, and that's when and he shook his head, yup, what the fuck that meant. You know what I mean? Charles White he was giving, man. He was giving, yo. I keep trying to explain to y'all, yo, these people can make anybody hot. Cause they own everything. They own everything. They can make anybody hot, yo. They can take one of y'all, yo, and make you the fucking face of the black community in a month. In a month. You be the face. Whole life change. You getting $30,000 to speak now, like out the blue, no work needed, just through their connections, just through marketing, just through branding. And that's what the fuck Charleston White was. And that's what Chief Keef is. It's a lot of these motherfuckers, man. You don't know their whole history is crazy. Like, I don't trust no YouTuber that had a police encounter, and then next thing you know, they the biggest thing on YouTube. I don't trust no YouTube or influencer that what else? That came from out of jail, and the first thing you do is run to the internet. I don't trust none of that shit, man. Sure, say Cheese got investors. Sure, he got investors. He ain't moving on his own accord. Cause a lot of these people will take money, man. You pay them, they'll take that shit. Yeah, they did it with Sexy Red. Definitely did it with Sexy Red. And who Sexy Red link up with? Chief Keef. Yeah, I thought that was a major red flag. How the fuck she link up with Chief Keef? Then next thing you know, you seeing videos of her with Duck. And like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this girl? How she just explode out of nowhere? We're not picking our stars, man. We haven't been picking our stars for a long time. They've been given to us forever. Forever. Like I told y'all, look at the issues I face on the internet. Whenever I have a good month, their next 3 months they trying to take my shit down to the ground. You heard me? Motherfucker, they stop sending out notifications, and they don't allow you to just come up. It's gonna be hurdles and roadblocks. When you got these guys that just go from here to there, man, fuck no. You gotta look into that, question that. That shit ain't normal. What's up, Shane? That shit don't be normal, man. I'm not paying nobody. I'm not paying nobody, 'cause I don't want it that bad. Because when you get them people to when you get them people the power to make you, you give them the power to break you too. I don't want that. I want to really be chosen by the people. Yeah, man. That way I always think, the people would chose me. They ain't no canceling me. The people always gonna make sure I'm, that's what I want. Shit. But y'all, I appreciate everybody. Y'all told y'all I'm sick. Y'all hit the Cash App. Y'all can support the platform, support the movement, man. We keeping it all the way 100. We went through the old block paperwork. We still trying to figure out what's the hold up. Why they not send them guys. We see the United States government had 3 postponements. We got what else we had? Oh, Devin Haney, father Bill Haney, talking about Young Thug's situation. You want to Devin? No, I don't. No, you do invest in yourself. I ain't saying don't invest in yourself. I'm saying them motherfuckers are trying to buy into you. And that's then you working for a corporation. It's digital marketing. I just showed y'all one of them digital marketing pages that's just popping up on YouTube, stealing money. That's why you gotta be careful what you watch. You think you supporting a blog the whole time, you supporting a computer. Cause that's what the fuck they be doing. That's what they doing. It's fucked up. Yeah, I gotta get something, man. Fucking son got me sick. But what else? The Bill Haney shit, the Tezzy shit. Salute to Naeem, keeping that shit 100. Let me see something. See if anybody shouting anybody out for supporting the platform. Shoot the Naeem for the $5 Cash App. Naeem a real one. Naeem one of the realest bloggers on here. And it's crazy, yo, because they play with the realists. You know what I mean? They play with the realists, man. Like when you real and authentic and you moving right and you putting out real content, they gonna play with you. They want you to get out. You know what I mean? You gotta get out with the system, yo. If you ain't out with the system, it's gonna make that shit hard for you. And I ain't one of the ones that's staying down. Like she bucking. You feel me? I'm sure she probably could have been switched that shit up, and she's smart as a bitch. Probably could have been switched that shit up and did some sucker shit. She ain't do it. A lot of people switch up though. You know, they try to put you in the corner. Now your whole page YSL. Meanwhile, you got a whole bunch to say. No, what was your question, Shane? Don't fuck with no dating apps, Shane. Hit that Cash App, man, for more advice, man. I can get you right out here, man. Cash App at the bottom of the screen, Shane. Yeah, Shane, crazy motherfucker. I give you some life advice. Don't go on dating apps. That's how people get set up. That's how people get killed. People get robbed. You might get catfished. And this shit ain't worth it. See what's up, Ty? Yeah, man. The right girl gonna come, man. You just gotta go out. You gotta go out and get her, man. And man, go to your local Walmart. Don't get them out the club. You're gonna find yourself in a Travis Hunter type situation. You don't want to do that. Don't get them on Instagram either. You gotta go to the Walmart or your Home Depot or your Lowe's or something like that. Catch them on on the solo tip. What's up, Bobby? Hey, yo, you nah, we can't find that in the chat, yo. We ain't no, yo, we don't do dating in the chat, man. It's the same thing for girls. Yo, but appreciate everybody that tapped in. It's another day of QG News, and I'm out.